Hey, Riverview Unfiltered, it's Kelly here and Sarah's behind the camera. We are going to the Alani family and they do know that we're coming, but we're a little early. So let's see if they'll let us in their crib. Come on. Ding dong or knock?
I like that's a glass door. So
Yeah, I probably should ding dong, right?
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
How are you?
Come
Good.
on.
Thank you for having us here.
Of course.
Hey, Jelly.
Of course.
Jelly. Hello, Jelly.
They didn't say welcome to my crib, but I guess I didn't tell them what to say, but it's okay. So we are going to go into let's see here. We're going to go into their kitchen.
Okay.
And we're going to find out what they're hiding in their refrigerator. Come on, guys. Oh, look, a copy of Stroll magazine. What a beautiful kitchen, guys.
Oh,
And
thank you.
look at all these plants.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't encourage.
All right, so let's take a little bit of a look on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we love Bright School.
Yes.
And we love a lot of Bright School. We went on vacation to Punta Cana.
Yes.
Several magnets from Punta Cana. And Baylor, of course.
Yep.
Admission events, which we were going to talk about. Important university dates.
Yep.
Yay. All right. So we're going to go into the fridge, guys. Let's see what they're. All right. Let's see what they're eating in the Alani family.
Oh,
We should have cleaned it out.
No, that's the point. Oh my, you guys. It's very clean, but it's very empty.
Yes. That's what happens
very
when
empty.
your teenage daughter's gone.
So
Lots of leftovers.
Oh my.
leftovers and
Yeah. Well, wow. There really isn't much in here. Let's see here. Oh, milk's good. Best by November 2025.
Yep.
Yogurt looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, normally I can find somebody that has something expired.
Oh.
No.
Nothing?
oh
I'm a little disappointed, guys.
Yeah,
you really
sorry.
are
I'm
good.
sorry.
yeah. Yeah, it's not.
No,
No, it's not.
you did good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you did really good.
Even
and
the
I bet
Tylenol is not expired.
Oh, we do. The Tylenol. We do have some strawberries that are on their last
yeah,
leg,
I
though.
saw
They are. They are.
They lived a good life.
Yes,
so.
they
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
They did.
We're supposed to eat.
We
You're
almost
supposed to
got
eat
to
them
it.
every morning. Well, I think
I
it's
don't
Skip today.
Yeah.
Let's not give them those.
Okay, no.
And you got some cute carrots in here, but yeah. So only thing I found that's a little. Y'all, the Alanis need some fresh fruit in here, so send it over. Today we have the Alani family with us. We're actually sitting in their living room, and we're going to dig right deep into it. I have little Jelly Bean here with me that's going to help me conduct this interview today. I have something else that's super special and it hasn't happened on one of our podcasts as of yet, is I received the magazine that they are on, the cover, just yesterday. So this is the first time that they're seeing it. And let's get a little bit of a reaction. Here you go, guys.
Aww, I love that.
Oh my goodness, just wait. Jelly Bean's on the inside.
Oh.
Jelly Bean
Jelly Bean.
made it. Jelly Bean made it.
There you go.
So while I was getting information from the Alanis, writing their article that they're looking at right now, it was truly inspirational and touching. And I actually shed a few tears when I was reading about their story. So I know this is unfiltered and fun and laughing, and we're going to do all of that too. But I do hope that we're able to share a little bit of their story of what they'd like to share with us here today. So welcome. Thank you for having me in your home, guys.
Thank you.
So what did you think? What do you think?
Love it.
First time seeing it?
Beautiful.
Yeah, love
Yes.
it. Love it. Awesome. Awesome. So yes, this is our September issue, and great news is that we grew 8 pages this month, which is so exciting. So exciting. So many new business partners joined us. So much more content we were able to add, and it's just going to keep getting better and better and better and better. So again, let's dive in. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, guys. Just who you are and, easy peasy.
We are both dentists. Moved to Chattanooga in 2013 after we finished dental school in Pennsylvania at University of Pennsylvania. We have two, I say children. One is almost 19, our daughter, Leia, and she goes to school at Fordham University in New York.
She just left.
She just left 2 weeks this Sunday.
Have we cried at all a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's very one-sided. Yes.
You've cried or she's cried?
No, just us.
Just you.
And Yusuf will be 11 in a few more weeks, and he's in 5th grade and plays every single sport.
And what school does Yusuf go to?
He goes to Bright.
To Bright School.
And so we're knee deep in the middle school application process.
Ooh.
Yes.
And which middle school are we looking at?
We are between Baylor and Macaulay.
Okay.
But because his sister went to Baylor, we know it better. He loves at Bright to be told, I know your sister.
Aww.
And he goes, yes, you do.
Yes,
So,
you do. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's great.
And you'll be familiar with the school.
And
And
yeah.
he will be as too, with
Yes.
being with Big Sister and stuff
Exactly.
like that at activities and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
So
Plus we have all the sweatshirts.
you don't have to buy any more gear.
Don't have-
A bonus.
So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And
I'm Drs Alani. I was born and raised in Iraq. I moved to the state in 2006 after we lived in Dubai for a couple of years. And then we end up here in Chattanooga that I consider it home now. Yeah. So,
yeah,
it was a long journey, but we find ourselves
that's
here.
right.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it to come home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know from your story and writing your article with the information that you gave me. Yeah, it was a long journey, but so worth it. So worth it here. So we can go ahead and dig into a little bit of the challenges that your family has faced, and Dina, I know that you were born here in America, but then went to Saudi Arabia. Yes, and let's start from there. And I mean, let's start with you here in America, and then the trip to Saudi.
Yeah. So my parents immigrated in the 60s. And my dad was an engineer and my mom a physician. And she applied to every residency in the U.S. and got into the OBGYN program at the University of Mississippi. She actually got in only 2 places, there and Michigan was way too cold for her. So
I agree.
yeah. So that's where my brother and I were born. But my dad was very conservative, wanted us to learn the language and the culture. And so he wanted to move us back home, which wasn't feasible at the time because of the Iraq-Iran war. And so she ended up getting a job in Saudi Arabia, which was close enough. And so they moved us there. We moved to a compound that the hospital had built to house all of these physicians that were moving, because at the time, women weren't allowed to drive. You had to be covered head to toe, all that stuff. So,
and how old were you when you?
I was 2.
You were
when
okay.
we moved.
So you didn't realize as much.
No. So I don't remember anything before Saudi. But my mom at the time was, she was in her 30s. The hospital was outside the compound. It was across the street. And so she would be on call and get a call at 2 a.m. and she'd have to go to the hospital. And there were 2 cars in the garage, but she couldn't drive herself because it wasn't allowed. So that was challenging.
So how would she wake your father to take her?
No, there was a service that the hospital, so
Okay,
she would
good.
call them and they would come pick her
get
up.
her.
And but I just remember her complaining about that. She's like, I'm here, I'm ready.
How inconvenient it was.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
when you're on call, you're needed right away.
Absolutely.
And she couldn't get there right away. She had to wait.
Yeah, she would actually start walking and she would be halfway there by the time the car would come and pick her up. And it has changed since then, but it's how it was at the time. And then there were no, there wasn't a lot to do as we were growing up because we only had our compound, it's very similar to like a neighborhood. And it's enclosed. There were maybe, 200 homes. I actually grew up thinking everyone was a physician in life because
that's how you grew
all the
up.
families. Yep,
That's how
what,
you grew up,
yeah. And so I'd have friends, and they're like, "Yeah, no, my parents aren't doctors." I'm like, "Really?
What do they do?
What do they do?" Yeah. But we would we would like celebrate Halloween, which was banned in the country. You're not allowed to celebrate Western events or holidays or whatever.
Right.
So we did everything within the walls of the compound.
And it was safe to do so.
It was safe, yeah.
Okay.
We didn't have to cover. We had tennis courts and swimming pools and all that good stuff. But once you left the compound to go to school or wherever, it was very different. The
So
laws
they
of the
didn't have
land.
schools inside of the compound for you. Okay.
Mm-mm. We didn't have schools. There was really not much other than like some sports that we could do within our space. But like we never went out to restaurants, because when you go to a restaurant, you sit in a room by yourself because everything is enclosed.
Rather be at home uncovered,
Exactly, in my kitchen, yeah. So the only time we actually got to get out and do things was in the summer. My parents would take us to Jackson, Mississippi, and we would spend, 6 weeks there. And
come here for holiday.
we'd come here for a holiday, and it was the mall and Chuck E. Cheese and the movie theater and all the fun stuff.
American
Yes,
things.
yes, and that's what everyone did. Is they traveled to live, all these fun things, and then they would go back into this.
Americans take full advantage of the things that we have that are just part of everyday life
Yeah.
that the other parts of the world
Yep.
don't have.
Yeah.
And it's this
Basic.
don't know. Yeah. Good. All right.
So we met I was born, as I said, I was born and raised in Iraq. So
Yes.
it wasn't a lot of fun like Dina. So at that time, was my early childhood, as she said, it was the Iraq-Iran war. And then after that, the Gulf War, and then the last one. So I left Iraq when I was in like almost 32. After the war, we met first in dental school.
Right.
Yes, and then we got engaged, and the war happened, so we ended up moving. So we built
You went
our
to dental school in Baghdad.
Baghdad,
Yes.
yes. So after that, so the situation in Iraq started to get worse. So we decided, like, hey, we need to move.
Yeah.
So after we built the house and we started our first dental office, my dad is a dentist too, so I started with him, and then we opened our own office, and then the war started, so we decided to move. So we moved to Dubai. We lived there for a couple of years. We started working. Leah was born here, but she was with us in Dubai. And then we decided, hey, we need to move to the United States. So we moved to the United States in 2006.
How was the culture in Dubai? I hear it's a little more, at that time, was it a little more Western?
It was.
Okay.
There's a much larger Western population, and the country is much more open than Saudi Arabia was. So, I mean, you could go out. There was way too much to do. The problem we faced is there were a lot of restrictions on practicing dentistry. We could not own our own place. And we knew it wasn't a place we wanted to raise a family. You can spend a lot of money living in Dubai. That was the biggest problem. And it was a very fast-paced. It's almost like, just living in Vegas constantly, all the time. So we knew we wanted to come back to the States. We knew we would have to go back and do dental school because you cannot become licensed here if you're not, and that was going to cost a ton of money. So it was
After expense, after roadblock, after expense.
So we knew it was a temporary situation where we just had to save as much as we could, and then and the immigration process was very long.
Because you were already born here, you were a U.S.
So I was a citizen.
citizen.
Yes, I was a citizen. He's not, and so to bring him, it's a very tedious process. So we just decided, okay, we're gonna work and put money aside as best we can, living in this very expensive city, to finally move back to the States, which we did in about 4.5 years, I think, or 5 years.
5 years.
And we learned a lot, practicing dentistry there, and then bringing some of the things that we learned there here has been very helpful.
Yeah, I'm very interested to hear about not just how we just talked about different cultures and things like that, but professionally.
Oh yeah.
How things are different, and I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's something that we
can
would
speak
love to
about
hear.
that.
It's just to go to dental school for the first time, and then you go again and get some experience, and you go again for the second time, and you sit with student when you are in your 30s. It's like, I know this before. So you will go like you went. It's not an optional. If you want your license, you have to go to the again. So
In America, yes.
it's not a choice, but the experience will be. It's way different because things are different, and what you want to be in the future. That will make
like reading a book for the second time, or
Yes.
seeing a movie for a
Exactly.
second time. I mean,
I'm
the
gonna
same
skip
but
this
different.
part.
Yes.
I'm just gonna
I know
focus.
that really
Yes.
well. And oh my gosh, I didn't remember that. Or I'm reminded of
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
I want to focus on this because when I'm going to be practicing, this is my focus. We're going to be these are the things that we just got our attention a little bit. And it was funny because when we went to dental school for the second time, we had Leah with us, and Leah she went through a lot.
Yeah. I would say that was the hardest thing.
That's the hardest thing, to go to school, and sometimes we end up a couple nights. We took her with us to school.
To school?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we have an extra lecture in the evening, and we had no one in Philadelphia, and so we would say, hey, do you mind? We have a 4-year-old. She'll sit in the back. She'll
be
really
quiet. She'll color. We have her crackers and her colors.
She had her headphones on and playing her game, whatever. And sometimes we had teachers who would say, yeah, no, we can't. And so one of our good friends was the librarian, and I would go in there and I'd be like, listen, can she just sit here? And she was like, yes, absolutely. Aww. And so
takes a village.
It really does.
At that level.
It really does. Yeah. But back to your question, practicing in the Middle East was very different, mainly because patients come in and they're like, do what you need to do, whatever it is. Don't involve, they don't really want to be involved. They don't ask questions. And so coming here, it's very different. So you have to learn that. You have to learn how to speak at a level where patients understand. They know, Dr. Google said this and said that. And so
it's almost, in business, everything's a sale. So you almost, even though it's their health, I feel like,
Absolutely.
I know when I've gone to sometimes it's like, no, you really need this. Well, do I really need this? Or is it?
Yeah.
Because you want an extra whatever. What's best for my care.
Exactly. And we had to learn, yes, we knew the basics, but I feel like that was really helpful when we went to dental school again is this is how you give patients the choices that they have. And you have, even though you may not choose this, but you have to allow them the opportunity to turn things down and make choices for themselves, which was so foreign to us. But, over there, they walk in, you make the decision for them, and they're...
Now, do you think that has a lot to do with, in America, all of the insurance? And, did you have socialized medicine?
Yeah.
No, what was the
we didn't have insurance. It was all, people paid for things out of pocket. Nothing was covered by the government. There were health centers where you could go, and that's all covered by the government. But if they came to a private practice, then they're paying for it. But I think it's just the level of education.
Okay.
And I think here people are, they want to learn. People like to read articles. People like to ask questions.
Just Dr. Google again.
Yes. So it's just a different way of doing things. And it does bring some relief to you as a provider, saying, here are all of your options. Here are the pros and cons of everything. And then when you tell me what it is you want, if something goes wrong, which, you try and warn, you try and prepare, especially when you've been practicing for a number of years, you know what can go wrong. There is some ownership there, which is nice. Otherwise it's, well, you chose this for me, and now it hasn't gone so great.
You made the choice yourself.
You made the choice. So it's more of a choice that's made together. Like we're in this together. Here's what can go wrong. We're hoping it won't, but here's what can happen. And when it happens, it's okay because
this is what we're going to do.
Here's what we're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. So quick question. Through all of your journeys together and separate, has there been a pivotal moment that completely shaped your journey to be here to be here in the enclaves in Chattanooga, Tennessee? Because we've talked about Philadelphia, Baghdad, Saudi. You're an American. Tell me the things.
Saudi Arabia, not Saudi Daisy.
When
Saudi
I moved
Arabia,
here,
not Saudi
and
Daisy.
everyone would say we're
Saudi.
from Saudi. I'm like, wow, there are a lot
Lot
of
of
people.
Saudis.
They meant Saudi Daisy.
I didn't even think that, but thanks. That was good.
It does sound the same.
Good job.
They spent some time in Saudi.
Yeah,
You know,
Saudi.
Saudi.
You know, Saudi Daisy. No,
No, not that one.
the other one across the ocean. Okay, journey. Pivotal point in your
Pivotal.
journey.
That's an easy one for me.
I would say separate, together, and then maybe as a family.
Yeah.
You start.
Okay.
Well, I have a separate and I have it together.
Okay.
Yeah. Separate, which not really separate, it was at the end of, I had graduated dental school at Baghdad. The war was looming. This was months in, like, the war didn't just happen overnight. There was talk of it for months and months and months. And we kept saying, okay, we can make this work. It'll be fine. It won't happen, But then I got put on the very last flight out of Baghdad right before shock and awe happened. And then I was in contact with him. We were engaged at the time. And I was in contact with him, and I knew over the phone he was scared to say things like,
Because
Where-
for the security, they will monitor even the
yeah,
phone.
like everything's bugged,
But
everything.
it's like you don't know. So it's like I didn't want to say something that will get us in trouble. And I know they're going to monitor things, especially when it's the call not from the country.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were very cautious over the phone, and but then communication cut off completely. And this was in April, and his birthday is in April. And so we were in Saudi at the time, and my parents are like, we need to go to the States because my brother lived here. We need to all be together. This is a hard time for us, especially for me. So we came.
Well, yes, you left the love of your life behind. 'cause
Exactly.
You had
And
to.
we didn't know what was going to happen. And so I went and I bought a birthday card, and I wrote the longest of letters on it. And I took it to the post office in Jackson, Mississippi. And I said, I'm sending this to Baghdad. And he goes, okay, well, do you have a P.O. box number? And I said, well, I have an address. So we're going to put it on it. And we put it on it and we sent it. And it never arrived. It never came back. I don't know where it is. But it was significant in a way where, you're trying to contact someone. And, with how the world is right now, everything is at your fingertips.
Everything.
But at a moment where you have no idea what's happening, I get news off of the TV and seeing what's happening. And then we're trying to recognize the neighborhoods that, the troops are in, and you're trying to look for clues. And you're like, well, that's pretty close to where he should be. It looks okay, so maybe they're safe. And this went on for 3 or 4 months. And then I remember the first phone call that I got from a satellite phone. It must have been June or July. And he was telling me how his mom was making pasta for dinner and that they were totally fine. They had survived. And so that was
How stressful. Like,
So
I
stressful.
have goosebumps,
So stressful.
pimples, and I'm
Yeah.
on pins and needles and
Yeah.
you all lived it.
Yes. And that, for me, it's not, I don't want to show as if I'm a hero, but when I see my kids growing up watching Disney or watching cartoons, at the time when the Iraq-Iran war, we were, as a kid, you were allowed to draw or paint like a war scene. You cannot just draw a flower or a car or a person. It's like you have to show that, just to show the support to the war. So when I was seeing my kids, like that's a huge difference. What I go through, what I went through, and when my kids going through, and that's my early childhood. But the worst one was the last one because we didn't know what's going on.
And you were an adult at this
yes,
time.
and I at that time it was me, my dad, and my sister, because I have two sisters. One of them lived outside, in Jordan for a while, and so I have one that she lived with us. And then my dad says, I can't leave work, so I have to go to work because he's a dentist, but he works for the government. He's like, I can't leave work, so you take your mom and your sister and go. It's like, where are we going? It's like, we have some relative, some friend outside of Baghdad, because Baghdad was one of the city that they, just like all the government is there, so most of the bomb or all the target was there. It's like, hey, leave Baghdad, I'll be fine. So we left 4 months, and that's when we lost communication I lost communication with Dina. At that point, it will give me goosebumps when I'll talk about it. When we go to sleep, I'll ask my mom and my sister, just cover yourself because we don't know if we're going to wake up live or dead. So at least
Or
we'll
a building on top of you.
Exactly. And just, when you go to sleep, it's like, hey, just pray. I will just make it for another morning. You reach a point that you're like, okay, I want it just to be ended. No matter who will be there, who will win, who will lose.
Just stop.
Just stop it. And it's bad. You don't want a war for any person to go through. It's hard. It's the smell of death. That's what you smell everywhere you go to. Finally ended. It was fine. It's just we got home. I remember when I got home, it's like my dad, there's no phone, no cell phone, no communication at all. So, and we left home for almost 4 months. I can't remember. It was between, April 9th, it was the end of it when we got home in April. But it was a good long couple of weeks that you don't know what's going on. And I have no communication with Dina or with my father, just me and my sister and my mom. It's like, okay, we made it back home and everything was okay. So that's why sometimes, and Dina will laugh about this, it's like, so if you go through all that stress in your life, things is easy. Here we complain, oh, the internet is not working. It's
raining again.
It's raining again. It's like,
it's too hot.
It's too, and that's why sometimes I have a problem. I can't plan future. It's like I cannot put a plan. It's like, because if you grow up almost to your 30s and then you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, it's like
every day is a gift.
Every day is a gift.
That's why I say
a blessing and a gift.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll tell him sometimes, next year, spring break, what do you want to do? And he goes,
I just want to be here tomorrow.
I can't think that. Yeah, I can't think that far.
I don't know. It's just my brain was wired this way, or we went through a lot that you cannot just make it. And I have been here for years now. You should change, but it's still
it's how you
old
were,
wiring that's still.
It's still there, and that's okay. I think, and it's something that we need to hear and you need to share. Mm-hmm. Because you get into that rabbit wheel, not rabbit wheel, that
hamster
wheel of mundane, look at how lucky I am.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have it so bad. I can't do this trip because it's this going on, or a child has an activity. And, here you are.
Yeah.
You were very lucky and very blessed.
Easy here.
Yes.
I mean, here we are very appreciative. I mean,
yes.
We should be grateful because...
Well, we are grateful that you are here.
I mean, for everything. I mean, it's like just a lot of opportunity for people to do what they want to do, or because you can build yourself easily here. That's why we are very grateful.
Now, has any of this trickled down to your children? I don't want to say, do you get frustrated or angry, but I know that they understand, but they don't understand because they didn't necessarily live that entire that life. Does that hold any strain, or how do you handle that if one of your children is being a child and I want to go outside and play? Well, no, I'm sorry, you can't. You didn't finish your homework. Or no, you got in late. You're grounded. No, that kind of a thing. How has that been on your family with raising your kids?
I think the kids love, and I have some great stories from my childhood, but they are not interested. They all want to hear dad's stories.
Dad's cool story.
And they will laugh about it, and they will tell their friends about it. It's like, no, Dad, tell them.
Dad, tell them the story about blah, 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 blah.
Tell us what death really smelled like. No, we don't do that.
Like, don't do that. And then I'll tell them stories. It's always fun. And well, they know, for me, they know me when I will get upset at them. It's like, and sometimes it's hard for me to express it in English. So sometimes it will come out in Arabic. And it's like, upset.
Oh, yeah. We know.
Like, we know when he cannot.
Yeah.
He can't form the words.
Yeah,
we know it's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
So, yeah. Leah was easy. Yusuf is a little bit harder. I don't want to say it's harder. When we moved to the enclave, it's his joy now.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it. I mean, we lived in a great neighborhood, but he didn't have friends, and it wasn't as...
The community
is just a little bit different.
He'll tell me, he'll be like, I'm going to my second house.
And you're like, which one?
Yeah,
which
one? You have
which
so many
house?
second houses.
When we first moved, it was hard for us to track where is he.
Yeah.
That's when we get him one of these like phone watch that at least we know where you are. It's like, okay, I'm here. It's like, okay, fine. I'm doing my tour. I'm just guessing because my friend is not here. Hudson is not here, or Hayden or Roger.
I'm going around,
I'm going around. I'm going to Will. It's like, okay, go to Will.
So I think they understand, the hardships that he lived mostly. I can't say I lived any, but they understand
No,
it.
but you fled.
But yes, I did.
So you did. I cannot tell you that I ever fled.
Yeah.
You fled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of your neighbors have never fled.
I guess in comparison, it doesn't, as I got the better end of that stick.
Yeah.
They understand it. I think what hurts the heart is we know we'll never be able to take them to see where he grew up. So they, there's a lot of imagination there. And even when I hear them like retell stories, they retell it with like an American twist. And I'm like, that's okay.
Like it was a movie.
Like it was a movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's how they're wrapping their brain about
that's how, yeah, that's how they see it. That's
and you
how
don't
they
want them
imagine
to
it.
see it
No,
through dad's eyes.
You don't. But we do tell them a lot, be grateful for what you have, because and Yusuf always goes, back in my day, he loves.
Can I just tell you that your son Yusuf is such a little gentleman.
Oh,
I
thank
met
you.
him for the first time before meeting you over at the Fuller's house. And
that's his second house.
His
Yes.
first second house,
Yes.
right? And he was so kind. I got up to say hello, and he came right over to me and told me his name and shook my hand.
Oh,
and
great.
so you've raised
so
a
awesome.
really
Thank you.
amazing son.
you.
So good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yes. Manners mean a lot to me.
Yes,
and he
absolutely.
definitely has them.
Well, that's
so,
awesome.
So good.
Good to hear.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we want to continue down this road, or do we want to talk something a little more fun?
I think fun.
Yeah, more fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
get out of it.
Let's
with
get
the
over
sadness.
it. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we talked about it, so we got to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into something a little more quirky and fun.
Yeah.
What is a guilty pleasure television show that you guys like to watch?
Ooh, guilty
Guilty
pleasure television show.
Well,
Mine is definitely The Real Housewives. That's, I won't admit that even though we are on camera, but yeah. It's guilty pleasure.
was that you said something about the
White Lotus.
White Lotus is
Ooh.
coming, the new one in
It's coming.
Paris now?
Another one's coming.
It'll be in France.
It'll
Yeah.
be in
I think
France.
that's our little guilty pleasure.
look at
We have a problem with any show that we're watching sometimes. Is, I like to watch.
He likes to binge watch.
Oh,
watch.
I'm a binger.
Yeah.
there's,
I only have about 5% of battery
so it's
by
like
the time
20,
we're watching.
20 minutes.
And you're-
it's like,
I'm falling
turn it off. It's like,
Yeah. He's like, I'm into it.
So like the Bear, when it first came out, I was like, let's watch this show. And it was a weekend. And it was like 7 episodes, the first season. And I started it, and it's like the second episode, she's like, I'm going to go to sleep. So I stayed all night and I watched
the whole thing.
Yeah.
whole thing.
And then the next morning I said, nope, you're going to rewatch it with me. He said, no, I'll just tell you all about it.
I'll just tell you what happened.
tell you what
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll save you
Yeah.
so much time.
So much
I've got
time.
you. I've got you. Who is the worst driver in the family?
Oh, gosh.
Well, it depends. Define worst driver. If you are in a hurry or you want to have a safe trip.
We want to be safe.
Okay.
When you say drive with Dina.
Yes.
Okay.
But you can't
I'm the
sleep.
Yes.
Oh,
Even if you have a quick car. Yes. It's just that pedal, like the gas pedal problem. I want to keep it on 70, but I will go between 72 and 65.
the foot gets tired. You
It's
got to
true.
let it up,
It's
true.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will say I'm not a very smooth driver.
What's the most ridiculous thing you two have ever argued about or had a little spat about?
The most ridiculous. I think the plants in this house.
Yes. Well, in the it's
He likes his plants and they drive me insane. And I tell him there's a couple that look like they're from the 80s and he doesn't understand what a plant from the 80s means. And I don't know how else to explain it, but they're just ugly. He tells me that I stress this plant out and that's why it's
losing
dropping
that
its
way.
leaves.
But I got some.
That makes no sense. Plants don't get stressed out.
They do.
They do.
Okay.
I get it.
Yes.
I don't.
They do. They
I
get
don't.
stressed out.
You don't
Yeah.
overwater them. You don't stress them. You
Yeah.
don't give them like negative vibes. It's like it's just
Right.
It's a,
Yeah. See, you're starting an argument right now.
Oh, sorry.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm starting the argument. Where's the therapist? Kelly, be quiet.
That's not a therapy session.
That's right.
It's like-
Okay, here's another crazy off the wall one. What's one thing that you secretly love that you pretend not to?
Something you secretly love. About each other or just in general?
In general. In general.
What is something you secretly love that you like to pretend not to?
It might be easier to answer it for each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I secretly love candy and I try to pretend in front of the kids that I don't because it's really bad
And
for
your
your
patience.
teeth and your patience.
Yeah.
And-
or like chewing ice would be really really bad for your teeth. I yell at everybody that chews ice, by the way.
Yes.
Same thing is sweets.
Sweets.
When I'll go
Guilty
grocery,
pleasure.
like I'll grab a bar or two of chocolate and just hide them, and I will.
There's a lot of hiding.
There's hiding that's going on
And
here.
I will buy
100%.
always like the one that nobody likes. It's like salty dark chocolate, orange one. There's like spicy one. It's like so. No, even if they will find it, it's like, oh, what is this? No, nobody will try it. Even it's like, okay, that's a good
mine.
thing.
Yeah.
It's safe.
It is safe, but in a mean way.
Yeah.
Well, Halloween is coming.
Yes,
so
Halloween
you
is
have
coming.
to get candy
Yes,
for the neighborhood.
we do.
Yes.
So I won't tell anyone if you sneak up one or two.
Absolutely. That bag tends to be open the night before Halloween. We'll blame the children.
Okay, let's have some real fun and do some rapid fire.
Okay.
And we're going to answer at the same time.
Okay.
Okay? Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Early
Early
bird.
bird.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
It's rapid.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Well, definitely beach.
Beach, okay. Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Okay. Netflix or... it said YouTube, but I don't really like that answer.
Hulu.
Netflix or Hulu? Oh.
Or Disney Plus.
Oh.
No, since y'all mentioned Disney. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Do that one. Netflix or Disney Plus.
Okay. Netflix or Disney Plus?
Disney
Netflix.
Plus.
Okay. Dogs or cats?
Cats.
You know, I got stuck with
Sorry,
jelly.
Jelly.
Sorry, Jelly.
I think she knows.
She knows. Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Text or call?
Text.
Call.
Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Sandals.
Music loud or soft?
Soft.
Book or movie?
Movie.
Book.
Ice cream cone or ice cream cup?
Cone. 100%.
Do you shower in the morning or do you shower at night?
Morning.
That's my guy right there. Would you rather be at a big party or a small gathering?
Small gathering.
Big
Quickly.
party.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, that was
That's
great.
awesome.
So, thank you so much for letting me come into your home. I hope that you go through your issue here and look at all of our new business partners and enjoy how Stroll Riverview featured your family, things like that. So,
Thank
thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you.